wastelands of the American Southwest, barren except for scraggly sagebrush and with not enough drinking water to furnish a gargle for an undersized flea. That's what you find on the Colorado Desert. It's probably called the Colorado Desert because it's in the state of California. Fancy then the chagrin of the rattlesnakes as they gaze upon this cookie, invading the parched desert in an outboard motorboat. Strange indeed, and yet true. From all parts of the United States, outboard motor pilots are bringing their boats to this lonely desert for the reason that here, in the southern end of California, near the Mexican border, lies the Salton Sea. This lake, 200 feet below sea level, formed years ago when the distant river ups and changes its course and pours itself into the middle of the desert. When the Salton Sea came in, the railroad went out, although telegraph poles over sunken tracks still marked the spot. Due to the heavy salt deposits, the extreme buoyancy of the lake makes this the fastest body of water in the world for boat racing. Look at this. Even rocks float in this water. See? No fooling. Hoping to hang up new speed records, sportsmen struggle through hot desert sands to get their boats to the isolated lake. Trailers carry in the precious craft, mere shells built with extreme care. They're also packed in on the top of automobiles and come thousands of miles by train. Unloading the boats is a delicate undertaking. They're handled more tenderly than the last dozen hairs on a bald man's head. A dent or a scratch on the bottom of the boat would probably make the owner break down and cry. Drinking water drawn from the train is hauled by truck to the lake encampment. That is, for those who drink water. Lumber, tents, food, and necessary paraphernalia have been hauled for days over dusty desert beneath blistering sun. Primitive housing accommodations have been provided, and a pier has been built for the convenience of the racers. It's a lot of hard work and bother, but then, these sportsmen are out after world records, so what's a little sand in the condensed milk at a time like this? The boats are weighed in and classified accordingly. These little speed ships vary in weight from 100 to 190 pounds. The motor is weighed in separately. The boat bottom is carefully graphited to remove the slightest protuberance, or excrescence, or bulge, or bilge, or something. The smallest bump might retard the boat's speed at a time when seconds mean trophies and pictures in the papers. And now the prize putt-putts are tuned up and given the final touch before the big events. The man in the foreground is weighing the pistons to establish perfect balance. The slightest variance in weight might make the motor miss and give the pilot a pain in the neck instead of a speed record. Attaching the portable motors takes but a few moments. A few turns on 2 hand screws and it's in place. The ropes running from the steering wheel are then fastened to the rudder in a jiffy. Well, in a couple of jiffies. What's a couple of jiffies among friends? In breaking speed records, the female is often more deadly than the male. Loretta Turnbull, for instance. That's a cork vest she's wearing to keep her marcel above water in case of a spill. All set to start the motor. A rope and a good right arm does the trick. He's off, bearing down on the bow of the boat to avoid swamping, meanwhile steering with his feet. Quite a feat. No, I won't say it. The sore backs and headaches of the pilots in coming to the desert lake were not in vain. 10 world's records were smashed in time trials on this unique body of water. Tommy Estlick of Waukegan made the fastest time ever attained in an outboard motor, traveling better than 56.5 miles per hour. Ollie Mullenback of Chicago bounced over the waves for another sensational run. Jackie Maypole, a 14-year-old boy, broke a world's record in the B1 class. Joe Carver cut himself a hunk of victory with a fast boat and a faster motor. Pearl Pantages of Hollywood smashed a record for her class of boat. Now for the hurdles. Ride him, cowboy. Here's another one. Now, watch this baby. That's a swell spill. Come back and do it again. Slowly now. Come on, it won't hurt much. Atta boy. And now for the big race. There goes the warning gun. Ladies first, maybe. He's out to win. And aren't they all? Come on, Guy, get going. Don't mind that. Get back into the boat, quick. Well, we can't wait for him. They're now circling around, getting into position for the start. Signal for cleared track. Coming up to the starting mark. They're off. And as twilight falls upon the desert, this guy is still trying to start his motor. It looks like he'll be here until next year's race. If he doesn't drown himself.